And good evening, my lovely Lost Tales, and welcome back to the Blue Rose Respite for my Friday night spice stream. How are you all doing, my lovelies? Hello, hello! Are you just as excited as I am? We are savouring the epilogue tonight for a story that we have worked so hard for. I'm going to give my thoughts on this game over the course of the evening, but this is fully cemented as my favorite game. And it feels like we've completed a full run through, and we've been thorough in this story. I've been quite diligent in looking in as many like secret spots and trying to do as many of the side quests as possible. But it still feels like we've only scratched the surface of this game. It's like, cool, you've done one playthrough. Now enjoy the rest of the game you haven't yet played. Oh, my lovelies, how are you? Hey, Reaver, hey, Deadlock, and Sam, as always. How is it going, everyone? Super excited for this stream. This is going to be awesome. Oh my god, yes, this game is my absolute favorite game ever. Yes, absolutely. It makes me even more proud that I have a tattoo honoring it as well. And I'm not going to say what it is, but I may have something special for you guys when we finish looking through the epilogue, interacting with everyone, reading as much as we can. I might have a little treat for you guys, because, you know, I love to spoil you. Oh, but, okay. So, people who have played it as well, have you finished your... I assume you would have finished your first playthrough by this point. What are your thoughts on it? Like, from your experience, do you feel like you could just keep playing this game again and again? Or you're like, okay, you know, I enjoyed it, wasn't quite for me, but, you know, I still see the merits? Or is it just like, nah, wasn't my style? And that is 100% fine, because turn-based combat and RPG games, it isn't for everyone. I was on TikTok the other day, like, reading through, like, the comment section on a Baldur's Gate 3 video, and it was about the amazing song that plays during the Raphael boss fight, and someone was saying that my brother plays it with the music off so he can listen to his own music, and it just made me want to tear my hair out in frustration, just like, what? But why? I'm doing pretty good. I had a fairly nice week. I'm looking forward to tonight's spice stream. Hell yes. I did, and it made me want to get a tattoo too. Oh, awesome. Honestly, this one I've been planning for quite a few months now, and a part of me was feeling like, should I finish like at least one playthrough before getting it? But I was like, no, this is already cemented as something very near and dear to my heart. This is just going to fully cement it for me. And I was absolutely right. So I'm really glad that I got it. I could keep playing this. I need to do a Dark Urge Spore run. Oh, I want to play a Spore Druid too. I've heard that's a really, really interesting build. Not yet. I just got to the area where you fight Ketheric the second time. I'm having the time of my life playing. Easily in my top 5 games. Hell yes. Hey Lucius, how's it going? Personally, I liked it besides the last arc. Felt like it was a bit rushed. That's understandable. I think, because I was a little bit concerned if my own experience of the game would make it feel like the second and third acts didn't quite hit the same way. Because I played this game extensively in early access. And so in early access, you only got the first big section of the map. You got up to... before you get to the Shadowlands, you get to the worn down temple and the forge and stuff like that, but then that's when it cut off, and before you wouldn't get to Act 2 or 3. So I played Act 1 a lot, but then I stopped playing it for maybe about 6 months or so before the release date of the full game, because I wanted to kind of rid any memory of it out of my brain so that I can come to the full game nice and refreshed and really enjoy it. So I was worried because I'd played the first act so much and I'd been really diligent in looking in all these little nooks and crannies trying to find stuff, that then it would feel like Act 2 and 3 wouldn't quite, you know, hit the same, because it was all new and unfamiliar territory for me. Personally, I can understand why people say that maybe the third act isn't quite as strong. Personally, this might just be me. Personally, I felt like it would have maybe had an interesting impact if you faced off against Gortash, or like Gortash was the main foe at the end of Act 2, and then Ketheric was like the big bad that we was building towards, but then it would like skew from what his aspirations were, what he wanted, the whole setting of Act 2 and stuff like that. So I understand why they made the choices that they make, but I agree that it feels like to me that Arwyn and Gortash were like the mini bosses in the lead up to like the Netherbrain. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky because I'm trying to place it like, okay, what is it, and look at it critically, what is it that doesn't quite hit the same? Like for me personally, I thought it was quite well paced. I really enjoyed the build up to it. I liked the added threat of you know, Arwyn taking away one of your companions and like building up tension that way. So I personally enjoyed everything as a whole. I think maybe because also in Act 3 you are just in Baldur's Gate and like the surrounding township. I can't quite remember the name of it. Oh yes, I want to do a Dark Urge run. Absolutely, I want to do 2 Dark Urge runs. I love this game with my whole heart, but I agree that Act 3 feels disjointed, but even in the state, it is, wow, so good. Still a bit wobbly, but it sticks to the landing. Absolutely agree, absolutely. I love this game with blah, blah, blah. By the way, hello everyone, where are my manners? It's all good, Lucius, it's all good. The game is truly something special. I was really nervous about this game at the start. I've been playing alongside your VODs, and it's helped me a lot. Thank you so much for getting me onto this masterpiece. You're most welcome, King Deadlock. As someone who hasn't played Baldur's Gate 3, who has seen Steph's streams of this the couple of months, I do think Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely something special, both from Steph's praises and from hearing everyone's take on the game as well. It definitely deserves a lot of the praise for the stuff the game does. Honestly, this feels like it was a massive labor of love, and a part of me feels like one of the big reasons, like this is getting into critique of like what the game industry is like, one of the big reasons why I think this game excels so much is because this was a small independent studio who did this. It didn't have the pressure of like producers and shareholders like pushing like one thing or another, like, oh, we need more profits, or we need to include microtransactions, or, you know, rushing the production or something like that. This took 6 years to make, I believe. Like, this game itself, we've been waiting for Baldur's Gate 3 for, like, over 20 years, I believe, since Baldur's Gate 2 came out. But this game in particular has been in production for, I think, 6 years. And even now, the new DLC, not DLC, but, like, the new updates that they're releasing for it, it's only adding more to the experience. It's patching the bugs and stuff like that. But it's just adding more, like, listening to what fans want, adding fun little things in there, adding new stuff as well, which also, in case you didn't see today's announcement, they're releasing a new patch. I'm not sure if it's on Valentine's Day or around Valentine's Day, but they're releasing a new patch around, like, I think next week, and there's going to be more kisses animation, and the little snippet that we got to see was Halcyon, like, kissing a character on the lips. I think it was Astarion, kissing a character on the lips, and then giving a forehead kiss, which... Are our love interests going to be able to give us forehead kisses now? Please? Please? Oh, I'm happy. Oh, I'm really happy at the prospect of that. Which makes me feel like, okay, I just need to immediately jump back into this game because there's going to be new stuff added in like less than a month. So... Yes. Oh, I'm just very happy. I'm just very, very happy. And I'm so excited to see what lies ahead. Oh my god, can we get if we get forehead kisses from Karlach? And it leaves like just like a little flame as she parts, like, ah, my heart. Oh, my heart. That'll make me real happy. I didn't like some things in particular in Act 3. Most of all, the reasons behind the Emperor's betrayal. For me, that I didn't allow anyone to eat Orpheus's brain. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it felt childish. Everyone's entitled to their opinion in terms of like their own personal experience of the game. Maybe because I was very, very emotionally invested in Sylacia, and I was really trying to stay in her character mindset and make choices according to what I think she would choose. Maybe then it helped me like get more immersed in the experience and not see the game as a player playing the game, but see the game as a character experiencing the game, if that makes sense. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, because I just get very invested in this game, in case it wasn't already obvious. Hey, Renus! So how are you guys feeling? Are you guys ready to jump in to seeing what lies ahead in the epilogue? Because we can keep chatting for a little bit longer. I'm very much enjoying this. I'm also treating myself to a little bit of whiskey, because it is the last chapter of Sylacia's story. Let's boulder some gates one last time. That's what I like to hear. Okay, let's get into it then. I'm enjoying some Four Roses bourbon and it is very nice. Okay, first things first. Speak with animals. Because Scratch came right up to me. Starry, did you just say that you missed them? Don't tell me you've grown feelings. Come on, you're calling them friends now, aren't you? They're no longer just companions, they're friends. We're all friends here. Hey, the Noctical Menace, how's it going? And yes, you did redeem first, good on you. Ooh, clothing chest. Okay, before we get into any cutscenes, I need to see what's in here. Okay, so I get to pick my outfit. Okay, cool, we get to use our old outfit if we want. But before we do oh, we also have underwear. Yes, let's pick something pretty. What would Sylacia be wearing 6 months later? I mean, I love that. White and gold is very, very stylish on her. And that's also nice. I'm not a fan of the tan leggings, though. Okay, I want her to match with, Astarion. So 1 second. What are these? Okay, give me 5 minutes. I want to play dress up. I also appreciate that, but she's a noble. She dresses prettily in nice clothes. There's a drow outfit as well. We never got the angelic Scion outfit, so... Ah! I love it. I love it. We're just having a fun little dress up time. Okay, I'll pick her outfit in just a second. I think Astarion is wearing like, actually, no, I remember. Because I didn't remark on this at the time because it was in the middle of a cutscene. I didn't want to interrupt. The outfit that Astarion is wearing now, I believe is the one that he wore in Early Access as like his default armor. Okay. Gotta wear my very cool undergarments, but let's pick a nice outfit. Okay, the red suits her. Okay, what color is Astarion wearing? Where is he? I need us to match. Okay, brown and black. Okay. Shush you. Let me have this, guys. It's important to me for all these cute cutscenes. Why must the pants be different colors? That one suits in purple. Although I like the green. I like our OG green outfit. There we go. Yep, I think I like that one the best. And yes, there are also dyes. Let me just see. Cobalt, black and azure, black and summer green, jet and pink, black and furnace red, blue, lavender, sea green, light blue. I do kind of like the red though. Okay, let's just try black and jade green on that. Is that just the same dye as before? Okay, that one's not bad, but I like the other one better. We have time to kill tonight, so I am savoring this. Ocean. Pale pink, purple, dark amethyst, indigo. Harlequin, black and white, pale green. Okay, I'll just see what boreal blue looks like. Okay. Okay, I also quite like that. What do you guys think? Between green and blue, what do you think looks better? I think blue matches her eyes a bit better. And then it's a kind of slightly more similar hue to what Astarian's wearing as well. Thoughts, feelings, opinions? Yep, okay, people are on board with the blue. Because I like the blue as well. Okay, gotta get the matching shoes. Because I'm gonna have a lot of cutscenes tonight. Okay, who should we talk to first? I think we're going to talk to... Let's kind of go counterclockwise, shall we? So, let's see who's around. Okay, you... Oh, my baby.
Something's on my mind.
You're not so little anymore.
Friend! You came! Big brother Scratch, too! Happy.
My baby. You're a lot bigger than Scratch now.
Yes, big. But Scratch is smart. Teaches me many things. Like Big Brother.
What have you been doing since last we met?
Lots. Make friends with a turtle, a cat, a kraken. Kraken eats my cat friend, so I bite, kill. With shiny clothes, I am strong. Tired now. Want sleep. Want cave.
Oh, baby. Oh. He would be a fantastic companion for Halcyon, actually. And, you know, let's do something really nice for Nature Daddy. So I imagine as she's saying this, she's just like ruffling his feathers on his face and just like giving him all of the scritches. And then she glances over at Halcyon, who she hasn't talked to yet, so she's not quite sure how he's doing. But she thinks that Halcyon will take really good care of this beautiful beast. Oh, the game is a bit quiet. Let me just check that. Okay, sorry about that. 1 second. Okay, is that better now? Might just boost it just a touch more. I just don't want to boost it too much. Okay, is that better? Once the music picks up again. Okay. So she's giving our beautiful baby some scritches, and she glances over at Halcyon. You need someone to look after you. How about Halcyon?
Bear man? He is big, but not bigger than me. I like him. I go to him.
Baby. Oh, Scratch.
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he has in his mouth.
Oh. What have you got this time, Scratch? I was wondering what had become of that.
I found this. It smelled like you, so I kept it. Seemed like something you might like to throw.
I'd be happy to, but first, how have you been?
Oh, I've been so good. I've got a nice home in the city now. A girl named Mindy says I'm her best friend. She's mine too. Also you and Albert. I've got so many best friends, I hardly know who to play with.
I'm so glad that you fared so well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
No, what's the worst that can happen from throwing around the astral prism? It's not like Lae'zel is right there judging me. Okay, I think I might see what maybe the issue is with the audio. Let me just adjust something quickly. Sorry, everyone. 1 second. Can I adjust those filters? Okay, and do let me know if this is now too loud. Testing with atmosphere. Can you hear me over everything nice and clearly? I'm sorry about this. I'm not quite sure what is up with my game audio. Because I haven't touched anything, but who knows. Okay, good, good, good. That's what I like to hear. Hang on. Just let that... Okay. There we go. I'm sorry about that. I'm not quite sure what happened. I'll do a check behind the scenes to see if I touched anything accidentally. Okay, it's inert. It says it's inert, so I'm going to pick it up. Yeah, it's quite possible that OBS had an update and messed with some things, but it's all good. Thanks for letting me know. Shadowheart, how have you been, my dear?
Starting to wonder if you'd show up.
I love your outfit. Are you joking? I've been counting down the days.
Honestly? So have I. Well, come here, will you? It's been forever.
Yes. Oh. Oh, this makes my heart so happy.
You feel a little more substantial than before. Less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it.
Hey Vince, how's it going? Welcome! We're just playing the epilogue of Baldur's Gate 3 tonight, but thank you so much for joining us. It's going to be very chill, very cozy vibes tonight, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, when she says that, less camping and scrounging off the land, I take it, she thinks to what she's talked about with Astarion about trying to find a cure, and she's kind of missing that little call to adventure. You know, I miss that actually.
Same. In fact, I found a nice meadow not far from where I live now. Every now and again, I'll spend the night there. For old time's sake. I'm glad you seem well. Trudy.
Tell me what you've been up to.
Wandering, mostly. The adventuring life is almost a tonic when you're not constantly threatened by brain monsters and cultists. I can finally see the world beyond the cloister.
I thought you might crave a little peace and quiet after all that happened.
Peace and quiet will still be there waiting once I've lived a little. Though, don't get me wrong, I've got a little cottage with a garden and animals in mind already. One of my first stops was the House of the Moon in Waterdeep. It's the largest temple of Selûne in existence.
Oh.
It seemed like the perfect spot to reflect on my parents, on where they came from. And where I came from too, I suppose. Hard to imagine, isn't it? Me, of all people, in the lair of the Moon Witch herself. Gods, your truest act of heroism was putting up with all that char and drivel I was spouting for so long.
Your parents would be proud of you.
Oh, I know they are. I can still sense them, I think. And one day we'll be reunited.
What else have you been doing?
Well, I've had run-ins with my former fellow Sharons on a couple of occasions. Word seems to have spread of what happened at the cloister. Now other chapters of Shar worshippers see me as a prime target to offer up to their lady as a sacrifice. Don't worry. I know their tired old tricks better than anyone. They'll need more than a hooded cloak and poison blade to best me. Especially when I have a friend on the inside keeping me abreast of their predictable little plans.
Oh, that's right, the tiefling. That's right. A friend on the inside. You mean Nocturne?
None other. The matter of her faith and allegiances remains complicated, let's say. But she is still my oldest friend.
Oh.
I have hopes that perhaps she might turn from Shar entirely given time. But that's a decision she will have to make for herself. If that day comes, I'll be ready.
What's next for you?
I don't know. Which is just the way I like it just now. Perhaps I'll just stick a pin in a map and see what I find, or head to the docks in the morning and scrounge a berth to find somewhere new. I'd like to see the islands, maybe, or head south to Arm. I heard there's an enclave of werecats that hunt the followers of dark gods by moonlight.
Ooh.
I'd love to see if there's any truth to that. But enough about me. What have you been up to?
Wait, I can't say anything? What?
Don't be a stranger.
Okay, I'll come back later and see if I can bring that up. Maybe I have to talk with the Astarion first about what we've been up to collectively. I'm not sure. I shall have to discover that. You know what? Volo. What have you been up to?
Ah, my dear friend, it's been an age, has it not? You're looking very well indeed. Our skeletal friend will be very pleased to see I found my way here, despite my invitation getting lost in the post.
Of course it did. It is wonderful to see you again, Volo. She says that with slightly clenched teeth. How have you been?
Busy as ever. Better that than the reverse, wouldn't you say? Every major publishing house on the Sword Coast has been vying for my upcoming book on the subject of our adventures together.
Totally not
I've gotten quite
advice.
good at replicating your signature, so you needn't even bother with the release form.
Excuse you?
You might help me with the title, though. I'm considering The Hero and Me. What do you think?
I have words. I have your copy of your guide to monsters, okay, Volo? Like, are you gonna sign this at all? 1 second. Gotta put it back with my D&D books. Ah, there we go. Vince, also Steph, since it's been a long while, I want you to know that you're one of the greatest people in the world. You strive to do so much with a lot on your shoulders, and with each victory, you shine even brighter than before to still be one of the greatest women of our generation. Don't ever stop being you, because being you is the gift we all treasure beyond belief. Sincerely, and with all the love in the world, Vincey Vince, thank you. Stop! You're gonna make me cry. Fuck. Oh. Vince, you must be in an extremely sentimental mood. I love you, man. Thank you. What? No, chat, don't make me cry. We're like less than an hour into tonight. I'm only supposed to cry in the last hour because then it's okay if my makeup runs everywhere. Okay, fine, I'll accept your praise. Fine. I love it. Presuming I'm the hero.
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it? But believe you me, my friend, not a word could have been written without you.
Thanks.
Perhaps, once the manuscript is finished, you'd even be willing to write a foreword? Or better yet, I'll write a draft and you can just sign your name. Better still, I'll sign it for you. Hmm? Ah, your success really has been wonderful for my reputation.
You're
But
welcome.
you mustn't let me hog your attention all night, my friend. You've many friends to chat to, and I'd love to listen in.
We're gonna have so many cute moments tonight, so buckle up. Let's glance around here. Also, Sylacia is a noble, and now I imagine by this point she's quite a much more prolific noble. So, Volo, it's probably not the best idea to go around forging her signature on shit. Okay. Jahira, how are you? Oh, thanks for the stretch.
You can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
Thank you. I missed you too, Jahira.
How nice to be understood again. I have spent the past months bickering with builders and bankers, all to restore the city exactly as it was. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers, same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon, same cisterns overflowing, huh?
Okay, because she is proudly a Baldur and she'll say this. It's a kip, but it's our kip. I wouldn't change a thing.
Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three, but nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
All well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to.
There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
My home is with the Starion.
Ah, sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly talk to Shadowheart again just to see if it fixes that convo.
I've missed wine. Had to resort to making my own cider recently, which isn't bad, don't get me wrong. But a girl can't have fun with apples alone.
Okay, we can just ask for more hugs. Okay, perfect. Good to know. You could have a future in brewing. Start your own label, maybe. Shadowheart's Special Scrumpy.
You might be onto something there, though the name might need work. Somehow it sounds rude, even though I know otherwise. Don't be a stranger.
I just love seeing all my old friends again. Hang on. I need to throw this for Scratch. Come on, Scratch. Over there. Okay. Let's have a chat with Gale, maybe. Because we spoke to Jaheira, Shadowheart. I'm trying to balance it out between other NPCs and then like core party members that we had with us over most of the journey. So let's chat with Gale. And Tressa!
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
Okay. With that, she just has like a smile on her face and she does the kind of noble, like, pleasure to meet you, sir. And then she just goes in for a hug.
Well, that was quite lovely. I'm glad you're as pleased to see me as I am you. I have to say, I'm quite grateful to just be Gale for the evening. I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my, explosive former reputation. I seem to put the fear of the gods into them. Or the fear of Mystra, to be more specific. I surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would.
Good boy.
And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Okay. She knows that Gale loves to talk, so she'll indulge him in this. Go on then. Convince me. Why is illusory magic so much fun?
Illusory magic has the power to confound the senses, to render the impossible into reality, and to allow expression of that most magical attribute of all. Imagination. Unfortunately, in that respect, some of my apprentices seem to be rather lazy. Oh, they try their best, of course, when they can manage to stay awake.
The cheek of them! Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
Okay, there we go. No, she's a noble. That kind of goes over her being a ranger, so... I found the love of my life. I'd say I'm pretty happy.
And I couldn't be happier for you. A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades.
Good.
You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'll have plenty of questions for you.
Oh, a trip to Waterdeep with a Scion as like a little vacation for the two of them, and like, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. It would be my pleasure.
Excellent. I knew you wouldn't be able to resist the allure of sharing your expertise. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower.
I love
It
Tara.
will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now, with time enough to come.
Perfect. Actually, Tara, how are you?
Oh, right. You. Hello.
No, she's a Tressum. She's not a cat. You must be Tara. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, I'm certain it is. As for you, well, I've heard congratulations are in order. You helped Mr. Dicarios save Baldur's Gate from the Absolute, isn't that right?
If that's what he told you, who am I to argue?
Well done. Despite my old friend's genius, he'd have blown himself up long ago if not for the help of friends like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
You ought to come visit myself and Gale when you're able, if you can extract yourself from what I'm sure are very important responsibilities.
I'd quite like that. Thanks for the invitation.
We'll send word by pigeon when we've need of you. I used to have a taste for them, but a great many things have changed in recent months. Ta-ta, darling.
I want to pet her so respectfully. I want to tress him. I want to tress him so bad. I want to tress him so bad. Please. 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 Oh, I'm taking that inert astral prism so I can keep playing fetch. Okay. Who else do we need to talk to? We have to talk to, like, Minsk and a lot of other characters as well. We're going to be talking to Astarion a lot tonight, so let's chat with him next, but I want to have a read of this quickly. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Baldur's Mouth. Criminals consolidate. Guild uses rebuilding efforts to expand power. Absolute emergency over, declares Fist. Last Illithids routed from sewers. Baldur's Mouth editor resigns. Links to Gortash regime unfounded. Black market black magic. Devil's fee goods still unaccounted for. Shures's raconteur Raphael reported dead. Whoops. Selunite outpost decimated by unknown assailant. Now protected by the sword of Seluna, Dame Aelin. Head banker deposed at counting house. Ah, oh, amazing. Okay. Hey. Are you enjoying yourself, my love?
And? How have our friends fared without us?
They seem happy, really.
I'm glad. It would be so easy to go through everything we did and come out the other side bitter and twisted. But they deserve happiness. We all do. And I will forever be grateful to have found it with you.
So am I. Truly.
I do feel a little bad keeping you all to myself. After all, I get to see you every night. Go on, go mingle. Enjoy your time with the others. Bless them with your presence. I'll be here when you're ready. I'll always be here, my love.
I need a minute. I need a minute. He's just so genuinely happy. I don't know why that's getting to me, but he is just so at ease. He's not putting on a show anymore. He is at ease. He is having fun, and he's sweet. And that makes me so fucking happy. Like, bless his little dead heart. Absolutely. We're going to be checking in with Astarion regularly and just, like, keep chatting, because I do want to see what the hug animation is like for him as well. Absolutely, he's come so far. Nature Dad? Hey, Halson?
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Agnes Ferraria, good question. Hi, this might be a stupid question, but did you voice anyone in the game? Love your voice. Thank you so much for asking. No, I didn't play any characters in this game, but it is a huge dream of mine to work with Pit Stop Productions and with Larian Studios. And the fact that I'm also based in London, where a majority of the recording and mocap was done, if I keep working at the pace that I'm working and keep trying to get more mocap training and stuff like that and more voice acting training, one day, not this game, unless they do like a DLC or something, maybe, but it's an absolute dream of mine to work with Pit Stop Productions and Larian Studios, so hopefully one day. Until then, I'm just getting a kick out of voice acting all of my Tav's lines in character as we're playing through the game. Sometimes you sound so convincing reading the lines that I really thought you were a voice actor in this game. Oh, thank you so much, Agnes. Honestly, a big reason why I incorporate so much voice acting stuff in my streams is to practice and to really like emotionally connect with my character during like really intense action scenes or like these softer, more romantic scenes. And I just have so much fun doing it, so thank you. Logan! Everyone, go say hi to Logan. Logan is an amazing friend of mine. They are also a very talented actor, and they've recently done some amazing voice acting work. So, Logan, this is everyone. Everyone, this is Logan. I know you've been here before, Logan, but it's been a while, so welcome back. The absolute dream, you say? Hey! Hey! Oh, awesome. Okay, back to Nature Daddy. But now I'll pass across once more. The feeling's mutual. I've missed you.
We have all pined for each other's company, I sense. I cannot imagine otherwise after what we shared. That bond was forged in a crucible that can never be stoked again, Oak Father willing. It is a bond that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
You sound like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
Yes, Nature Dad. Oh my god. This will make me so happy. Yes, hug your girl. Oh, Nature Dad.
That was more than worth the wait.
You could say that again.
That was more than worth the wait? Oh, I suppose you didn't mean that literally.
I love you so much.
Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
Also, Logan, there's been so much crying on my stream, especially last time we played this. So it's all good. It's all good. Like, my keyboard is getting used to my tears, so it's fine. And no, you are always welcome here. Cry if you need to. Let those feelings out. Feel the love. You first, Halson. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them. The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
Sounds wonderful.
It is, truly. Though a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. I spoke often of balance before. Only now do I realize the balance is no simple, fixed thing. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but it is a thrilling sort of chaos. It thrives in ways I could never have dreamed of.
I need to see this place for myself.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halsin. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Sam, Stephanie's voice is once in a generation, a beautiful gem for all those who adore and praise for brightening our lives. She brings warmful joy and splendid tears to our eyes. She is the master of the heart, pulling our feelings into the beautiful play of life. Sam! What is it with you guys and saying wonderful praise to me tonight? Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Okay, this feels like something she would say. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out at camp.
You would ask to be tucked in next. But whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide.
Alright, let me see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Look, I didn't say Sam was wrong. I'm just saying that I like hearing lovely things, and it's very, very sweet of you to say it. Thank you. Okay, she will regale Halsin with tales of my past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Tell me, Nathaniel and Oliver, do you see much of them?
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods as far as I'm concerned.
What of the Grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
You seem more settled than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
I may have volunteered you for something, if you'll forgive me. Might your community have room for a well-behaved owlbear?
Do you truly even need to ask? Of course. Who could not open their home to a befeathered hero of Baldur's Gate? Ah, and I did promise the children I would bring them back a surprise. Oh, imagine their faces.
Okay. I'll probably, like, at the end, go for another round of hugs with everyone, so we will come back later.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really.
Oh?
Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
I love it. It's lovely. Thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's have a little chat with Will since he's here. Oh, and just being back at this camp makes me so happy seeing all this. Oh, is there... Withers is here now. Okay, we'll talk to you in a second, Withers. I'm curious. Let's talk to Will first.
Your relief, your projection holds. It took a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure it. You can touch, taste, and talk. But your fleshy body is in limbo, the home of the mystical Githzerai. Once the Githzerai were one with the Githyanki, until bloody civil war severed the Gith species. The Githzerai god king Menyar Gith sent word through the cosmos. He knows of your rebellion, and he's agreed to
This feels like something Lae'zel related.
Githzerai join you. You could vanquish.
Yeah, this is a bug.
Red dragons blink.
What's the word on the rebellion?
Okay, yep.
You've cracked open more Kithraki heads than you could possibly count.
Yeah, this feels like it's a bug. That it's kicked in something if you were playing Origin Lae'zel and then coming up to speak to Will. So, hang on, can I step away? Hang on. Let me just try reloading 1 second. Hang on. When did that last save? Like 2 minutes ago. Okay, let's just load that. Because I just saved that after we talked to Halsin. So let's reload that. Maybe chat to one other person and then come back and see if it fixes it. Because I'm not quite sure how that happened. Lae'zel's channeling her power through me. And yes, I still have the whittled duck, so it's all good. We still have that conversation with Halsin. Let's chat with Lae'zel, actually, if we can spot her. There she is.
Old friend.
Oh, I missed you.
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through limbo. But to see your face, it brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
It's good to see you.
It's nice to hear it. It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few
There we go.
stolen psi crystals, and 2 10 days of effort to conjure my projection. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
Your efforts to topple Vlakath are well underway then.
We've spilled blood, gained a foothold in the astral, but still we need allies. And one beyond reckoning has made itself known. Zareth Minyaragith.
Zareth Minyaragith? What is that?
Not a what, but a who. The immortal god king of the Githzerai. An exiled people. Once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into two. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to Minyara give through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
You got this. You're the best. The best choice for the job. Your tongue is as learned as your blade.
My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyara Gith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces.
Hell yes.
My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
When will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I missed you. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
Yes. Ah, I love this. I love this so much. Okay, let's talk to Minsk first, later, but I just want to have a little look here. Oh, I imagine these probably changed depending on what choices you made throughout the game. Let's have a little look at these. Baldur's Mouth. 6 months on, Ramazeth's tower without its wizard. Whoops. Thorm's army dispersed from Baldurian borders. Baldurian borders. Report Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. Almond Cakes of Avernus. Eltorian refugee and owner of city's newest cafe shares her recipe. High Harper no more. Hero druid goes to ground. Side of Foundry. Blast steel section off, says Fist. Grave Servant murder solved. Will Ravengard to lead Ducal Council. Very cool. Gondians disband. Gon's time has come and gone. Serial killer unmasked as crazed bar list. Plain of Fanes. City court and center of Githyanki war? Question mark. Volotham Gedaram's Guide to Baldur's Gate. Bard seeks contributions to newest edition. Last holdout cultist cleared from Temple of Baal. Iron Throne wreckage continues to block shipping lanes, complains merchants. Settlers bound for lands upriver amid claims curses lifted. Business boom, take your troubles to the House of Grief. Witness encounter vampire spawn and lived to tell the tale. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Boo. Small son, toured new district built by Alturian refugees. New Bardic School, Tiefling founder, secure up city funding. Janeth House remains closed off to callers, Lady and Recluse. Monument plan for heroes of the High Hall. Wonder if that's us, maybe. Chest of grateful words. Oh, there's a lot in here. Let's save that for later. Remind me, we have to come back here and I have to read every single one of those letters. Now, Minsk. Where's Minsk? We're going to talk to you next, and then we'll talk to Will. There you are, my friend.
Maybe it'll bring us closer.
Minsk.
Boo! We are not dreaming. It is our old friend.
Joe Campbell, thank you so much for the 4-month resub. I've been looking forward to experiencing all of this because the fan service is excellent. I'm having so much fun with this already, but thank you so much for the 4-month resub. It's good to see you too, Minsk.
Oh, and it is good to be seen. Oh, after so many days down in the dark, Minsk began to wonder if he was some blind bug who had only dreamed himself to be large and bulksome. You will forgive the aroma, I hope. We were not expecting the Dusty One to open a portal to our very cell. Boo had a moment to lick himself clean, but there is a little too much of Minsk to cover.
Oh yes, Jade, we have indeed, I've indeed seen the note about the new patch. I am very excited. I am very excited. Because, like, forehead kisses are now going to be a thing, and I'm very excited about that. You were in a cell? What for?
Minsk and Boo have been helping, of course. We guard the streets, while Jaheira is occupied with harperish matters. The Zentarum rule the city's underbelly, so Minsk and Boo went to give them a tickle. There were harsh words, battle cries, some manner of head wound. We awoke in a Zentish cell, awaiting trial by noble combat. Execution, says Boo, though I am not sure of the difference. It is a long walk to the gallows, and Minsk still has his fists, no?
It sounds like Withers got you out just in time.
In ample time indeed. So long as the Bone Mage returns us to our cell by dawn, Boo would not be late to the bloodshed. But leave such matters for the morn. Tonight is for celebration and the telling of tales. How have you filled your days since we tore this sticky tyrant from the sky?
I've been with the Starion, trying to find a way to cure him.
A powerful pairing. If love cannot cure a vampire, what can? Oh, Boo suggests a variety of arcane remedies, but love is the most potent, and by far the easiest to pronounce. There is much merriment to be made before the night is done. Go, and greet the others. Minsk shall make himself presentable. Ah, this pond shall do nicely, Boo. Though I see no soap. So you shall have to blow the bubbles for me.
I can never get enough of Minsk. I feel bad that we didn't have him in our party more often so we could hear more of his dialogue. But this is fucking great. I want to talk to the bard as well. What's up with you?
Hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
You seem glum. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy.
I find it hard to summon up the trademark pep these days. You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
Okay, why does this feel like it's maybe a character from Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 that they brought back for this? This feels like it's a potential in-joke character, maybe. How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
What were you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity.
Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None. I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Okay, I'm a good liar. Wait, it's all coming back to me. I know who you are. What an honor. Come on. Please. Damn it. I can't even add my stats to it. Fine. Please. Nat 20, baby. Okay, Avmir. He was venerated as a Faerunian lesser deity of song, poetry, eloquence, creativity, and inspiration. He represented the whole song rather than just one part, such as the musical lyrics, not just a finished thought, but the whole process that took an idea from its conception to its completion. In the mindset encouraged by the Lord of Song, life itself was like the song, beginning at birth and ending upon death. Interesting! Thank you so much for that. That's very interesting.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You're bloody right. It is an honor.
It is.
Finally. The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture. What can I do you for?
Nothing. Please carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
Okay, let's go try and talk to Will. If it bugs again, we'll just roll with the punches and just chalk it up to it being a little hiccup on this journey. Where's Will? Will? There you are. And then we'll talk to Withers.
Your relief, your projection.
Okay, yeah, it's a bug. I'll jump it through then.
You can touch the Githzerai god care. Should the Githzerai join you?
What's the word on the rebellion?
I feel bad.
You've cracked open more Kithraki heads than you could possibly count.
It is what it is. There's no way that I can fix it, so we'll just roll with the punches. I'll try and sound like Lae'zel, though. 13 Kithraki, 25 Ceates, and 305 warriors. Precisely.
Then you did keep count. I should have known you would. I'm afraid since we last met, my corpse count remains a paltry 0. Unless you count the boars I felled on ducal hunts. Rebuilding a city requires a politic mind. A sharp soldering blade, not so much. Bargains must be made. A coin must change hands. Tongues must be held in check. Still, I make the decisions I see fit. The ones I think will restore the city to glory. I serve only Baldur's Gate, not a devil of the first hell.
Oh, we have a pick my voice from Sam to make it a little bit more honorable. Yes, let's just do the Lae'zel voice for this interaction. The city's changed a lot since the city's changed a lot under your leadership.
I've had more than a few challenges, given the horns sprouting from my head. The people know me as one of the champions who saved their beloved city. They know Ravengard blood flows through my veins. The patriarchs, the aristocracy, the councils of Waterdeep and their arms aren't so wide open. Still, there's no friction that can't be greased with a sly promise or a proposition.
What's happened to Baldur's Gate's Council of Four?
Disbanded, to be formed anew. I don't expect a soldier or street sweeper to see through the schemes of a tyrant like Gortash. But the city's lords and ladies were all too eager to abandon their oaths and bend the knee. Liara Porter is now Grand Duke of the Wilds, Sickle of Chult. Floric is now Grand Duke of the Crossing.
Oh, good.
Face of devotion. And I am Will Ravengard, Grand Duke of the Worm, Heart of the Gate. We will yet be 4. Until such time and after, we will enact the will of the People's Parliament. Baldur's Gate is nothing without its citizens, both in the upper and lower. Our duty is to them, and only them.
When we first arrived at the city, refugees were swarming the bridge. I understand things have changed.
The jewel of the coast will shine ever bright, welcoming the weak and the weary from wherever they hail. We are building new housing, not just shanties, but homes where families can rest their heads, plant gardens, pursue happiness. Amazing what can be done when Parliament and the Council pressure the upper city elites to open their coffers. I'm sure the Silver Shields can make do without a few more jeweled crowns.
And the Flaming Fist? Gortash turned them into his personal attack dogs.
I've entrusted the fist to Floric. She commands the Flaming Fist with as brave a heart as ever, and delivered them nary a scolding nor lashing. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's Chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, Florix pardoned every last fist. I will not make them drink the poison of my own resentment. Her words, not mine.
Wise words.
Like my father, she believes in the bow and the blade. But she's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
Let's change subjects.
Of course.
I've missed traveling with you. You're a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be clear, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
I don't suppose you ever miss Mizora?
Never. The hexes and eldritch blasts, losing them took getting used to. They left behind a cold abyss where fire once raged. So I stoked a new one. Now the burning comes from within me, not from the depths of Avernus. Go on, the night's young. You shouldn't waste a moment of it. Or waste a single drop of wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oops, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
Oh, this is wonderful. I'm so glad they gave us this. Okay, I'm gonna chat with Withers in his little den over here. Withers, how have you been?
Thou feelst it still. She is not here. She who was the boldest. Hast thy thoughts been with brave Karlach often?
The world is so much worse for her being gone. There was no one like her.
Correct. Not in planes material, elemental, nor transitive can her like be found. In but a dozen 10 days, an entire life was lived. More than mortal years. Mortal centuries were hers. Thy band, thy bond, gave that life to her.
She was like a sister to me.
Not like. Thou wert her kin. It was written in her heart. Surely thou knowest that. In the fugue plane, her soul burns so bright, it pains the gods to look upon. Recall that in time, all changeth and all is rejoined. Thou shalt be with her again.
I suppose I'll return to the party. Okay, let's go back and read the mail. Oh, I'm so glad that they give that acknowledgement, and oh, I was hoping that maybe we get to see like a spirit of Karlach or something like that, but okay.
Thanks be to Withers. Even a duke deserves a night off.
Okay, let's have a read through the mail. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely, from the day you fell from that doomed Nautiloid to the final blow you struck the Netherbrain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, not unlike the tales to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness your feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you've found. Thus we thought to extend a greeting, to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. With the deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. Curious? To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Night Inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out. Builders, visitors, the children of all ages in Halsin's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Nathaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes. As our old songs drift on the wind, ever louder, I know I have mere days left. But I do not fear it.
For one comprising mostly of bone.
If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness.
To live vicariously through the attendees' appetites.
I can hear you, Halsin, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I am grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time to stop by an old Flaming Fist's grave, I know I'd love to see you. From Art Karlach. That was the Flaming Fist who was in the kind of feverish state, who then we had to play music for.
Grander than any of the Patriarch's dreary banquets.
Next time we save it, and maybe other things too. Who knows? Who knows? I do kind of want to load an older save on my tabs ending and then in Karlach Pass, just to see how much this will hurt with a romance path. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea how that would turn out. Well, we'll see how you meet her again, maybe even here and there by your second playthrough. Then we can't wait to see how it will start. Hee 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 hee. Yes, oh, like Karlach, she did pass on the dock, and I RP'd at that Sylacia as a tiefling. She could take the heat of the fire and was just holding on to Karlach as she went. So it hurts, but Sylacia needed to stay in the material plane, and Karlach was not going to go back to Avernus. From Valeria. Salutations! I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Balian bash a half-year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Baal cult. In your absence, you understand. And I'm working on routing the remaining Baalists from our fair city, with the newly promoted Blaze Devala Fountainhead in tow, of course. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public. An alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bindle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valeria, Sleuth of Helm. P.S. Any advice on getting Baalist blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Alfira! Oh, this is from Alfira. Hello, friend. I'm sorry it's been so long. Turns out running a school of bards is a touch more tricky than I thought. Who knew bards was so dramatic? I bought a small rundown house in the lower city and spent weeks putting down floors and replacing the windows. Turns out, I'm quite handy with a hammer and nail. When I was, relatively, sure the roof would hold, I decided it was time to open. I put up posters and took out an advertisement in the boldest mouth. Gods, I was so nervous. Oops, I remember that, Shadowheart. Gods, I was so nervous. I kept having nightmares that no one would show. But my goodness, did they. Children from patriarchs to peddlers lined the streets. The queue almost went to Rivington. Turns out being friends with the hero of Baldur's Gate has its upsides. I'm teaching night and day.
Care. No worry, no obligation. It's been too long.
I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed utterly exhausted every night. And I've never been happier. Thank you, my friend. Lots of love, Alfira. Oh, it's so sweet. Arabella! Hey you, it's Arabella. You remember me, right? Birdman said I needed to find balance. Where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight, the root of all being. Fancy talk. He was right though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head. And all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out. So I followed the weave like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do. I just did. After you squished the brain, Beardman showed up. Said the weave led me to him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all those leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, that's really cute. So I'm assuming by Beardman she's referring to Gale, like with the facial hair. So that's really cute that Gale is helping Arabella with her magic. Oh, that's so cute. Edvard. A small extract from a self-published polemic tabloid. A note is attached to the top. I will not be silenced. E. Needling with Edvard. Friends, Baldurians, my people, consider our loss. Our lauded and benevolent patriarchs maimed. Our great upper city libraries demolished. The very beating heart of our great city. The right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. Do you not see, my friends? Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the Absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator. His friends, his allies and colleagues tossed aside, former publications of repute turning to censorious farces. I ask you, the pamphlet continues in much the same fashion. Oh, it's Elminster. Yep, that makes more sense. Elminster has that Gandalf look going on. That makes a lot of sense. Devella. From the desk of Blaze Devella Fountainhead, High Constable of the Flaming Fist, to Honorary Flaming Fist Junior Inspector Number 3, address provided by a desiccated skeleton, name of Withers. Greetings and congratulations. I thought naming you Honorary Junior Investigator would go some small way to thanking you for your help with the Baal cult, and should leave me with much less paperwork to do should we need to draft your help again. We have been doing our best to clean up the remaining Baalists in the city, starting with the Baal Temple. What an absolutely fascinating place, but by gods does it reek. That's the thing books about Baal never really get across. The stench. Found a lot of bad stuff in there. You know they were actually killing other Baal spawn? What a waste. I'm hoping the Society of Brilliance can do something with the relics we recover. Gods knows I'd love to visit an exhibit, even if I've seen it all firsthand already. I'd love to catch up and pick your brain about a few cases whenever you're next in the gate. Yours faithfully, Devella Fountainhead. P.S. I'd avoid the elf song if I were you. Investigator Valeria has racked up quite the tab and has assured the landlord that you promise to settle it the next time you're in the city. Sebastian. Oh. Okay, so I imagine when she picks up this letter, like, looking through this wonderful pile of letters, like, reading all of them, and then she gets to the one from Sebastian, and she pauses. And I'll make it that, for RP reasons, she takes this letter out, and she brings it over to Astarion, so that the both of them can read it together. After so long in a vampire cell, I'd almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write. But what can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave you your life back? Or gave us some kind of life at least. After you killed Cazador and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood. And gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Cazador's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we once were either. And that's thanks to you. You looked in our cages and saw people, not monsters. And here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you. Now and forever. Sebastian. And as when they finish reading that letter, Sylacia just puts her hand in Astarion's and just squeezes it silently. And then she goes back over to looking through the rest of the letters. No, we didn't visit the sewers after Cazador. No, we did not. Actually, let me just extend it, make it a bit easier to read. Okay, from Floric. Dear friend, I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again, at Joaquin's Rest, in Moonrise Towers, in Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it. Singing. A raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful.
Grander than any of the patriarch's dreary banquets.
I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With profound admiration, Floric. Ooh, thanks for the heads up, SLTech. I'll keep that in mind. Sorry, who was this by? From Ligur. Okay. Again, she brings this over to Astarion for the both of them to read. To the Spawn Astarion. Greetings from the family of Ulmer, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, it has been an inspiration for our children, who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We have protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds, and now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraints built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learn discipline and control, while we learn compassion and patience. There was a time where we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it mercy. But then we met you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children first from Cazador, and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. I imagine with that letter in particular, Astarion holds on to it, and he just like suddenly slips it into the inner lining of his coat, and just takes a sip from his glass like, no one saw that, right? And just holds on to that. To whom it may concern, Withers gave me this address and said I could consider writing. Well, I considered it. Return address included. Bess, Barkus Route. Remind me who Barkus was? Damon! Oh. This is gonna make me sad. Hello. I hope this finds you well, but I don't know how it can. I heard. Oh. Shadowheart, give me a second. Oh, he was the deep gnome. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so this is from Damon. Hello. I hope this finds you well, but I don't know how it can. I heard that Karlach died shortly after your defeat of the brain. Though I didn't know her half so well as you, she was unforgettable. I can't help but blame myself. Wonder what more I could have done. Believe me, I won't be caught short again. I've made it my business to learn all I can about infernal metalwork, in case another Karlach should ever visit my forge. But then again, how could there be another? She was absolutely singular. With sympathy, Damon. Oh. From Elminster, okay. Gale, my boy, I can only apologize for my absence from Weather's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats. And your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regards to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, at least, I hope you feel Mistra treated you fairly. I trust you're enjoying your adventures. I have to say, I struggle to picture you outside of Waterdeep, or your library for that matter. Wherever your escapades take you, be sure to keep your larder well provisioned. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, more old wizard stuff. Oh, Nocturne. Yes, Shadowheart's friend. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short, as I remain shrouded by Shah's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe, and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amidst an ocean of darkness. Until we find each other once again, yours always, Nocturne. Oh. I don't think I pinned down the particulars of Nocturne, but was it implying that they're trans? Maybe? Hang on, just move a little bit around this way.
Withers has a keen eye for a nice vintage. Why were we scrounging in barrels and crates for supplies when he could source these?
Voss. Oh, Voss! David Bowie! Okay. Cool, cool, cool. You said that many times, Shadowheart. The Yankee script, Tisu, adorns one side of the page. The other is written in the common tongue. Shellac. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, Vlaakith's death draws nearer. I have taken to the astral plane, slaughter all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in the enclaves or travelled to creches, dedicating themselves to our cause as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not call themselves... Sorry, a lot of people are talking at once. But our allies do not call themselves children of Gith. Zerath Menar Agith, the Githzerai's God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable. With the Githzerai at our side, not even the full force of the Githyanki could stop us. If Vlaakith is to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. Voss. Revocal to Orpheus, Knight of the Comet. Okay. Only got a few more to go. From Mayrina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby. A beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night, and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor, after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say? Write what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support groups. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate. You have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you. For saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me. Mayrina. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, this game makes me so happy because it's all these small choices that you think with these incidental characters in Act 1 of this game. They just pay off so beautifully all the way through. I love this game.
Thanks be to Withers. Even a duke deserves a night off.
From Nine Fingers. I'm not so much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball. So I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of a fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities, worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall, if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck, and see if you can get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. From NF. One more. My friend, I hope this finds you, wherever you are. I just wanted to thank you and ask for a favor. I'm to be made a watcher. The High Harper put me forward for the Harper Council for service to the city. I'm not sure what that means, but I know that if it wasn't for you, I'd be back mucking out my mother's yard. I'm permitted to bring one guest to the ceremony, who will name me watcher before the council. You spoke for me once before. I understand you're probably busy, but I would be honored if you'd do it again. I await your reply, whenever you can. But hopefully soon? Harper Geraldus. Oh, was that the Harper that we crossed paths with? That had the long black hair and very kind of sweet young man that we kind of stood up for? Yes, it was Sam. Okay, is there anyone I haven't had my first little chat with? I don't think so. I think I've chatted with everyone at least once. Okay, why don't I do another round, get last hugs in, see if there's any other potential conversations that we can have, and then we can have a lovely chat with Astarion.
Happy? Gonna live with the bear man. Gonna fight him, but no bite. Promise.
Yes, I want to pet the baby. Oh, my baby. Oh. I love you.
Yes. Miss this. More.
Oh. I love you.
Beautiful thing. Grander than any of the patriarch's dreary banquets.
You know, I never really imagined Withers as much of a party thrower. But then again, I suppose our camps weren't taking care of themselves while we were out gallivanting, were they? There's hidden depths in that lovable husk.
He's been an asset, no doubt about that.
Indeed. Healing can only do so much. We'd likely be dead somewhere out in the wilderness if not for him.
He could stand to be a little less cryptic, perhaps.
Oh no, that's all part of the fun. You know me. I can't resist a bit of mystery.
Can I have another hug, please?
Oh, twist my arm and break it, why don't you?
I will say, maybe in this moment, for just like an RP moment, it does linger and has a little bit of a sadness to it because Karlach's not here.
Don't be a stranger.
So, fun little RP moment. Shadowheart picks up that Sylacia's kind of been glancing around the camp, and upon the realization, like, yeah, there's no way that Karlach's here, that second hug that she has with Shadowheart, it's just like a little firmer Like Shadowheart is trying to hug her in the way that she maybe imagines like Karlach would hug people. And Sylacia picks up on what she's trying to do. And so the hug lasts for a few more seconds. Don't you love pain, guys? Don't you love these little RP moments of pain that I come up with? You're welcome. Who's my good boy? Who's my good boy, Scratch?
A familiar sight. Scratch can't quite speak around the thing he
Oh,
has
thanks for
in
the
his
hydrate
mouth.
check. BB.
Do you even have to ask?
I love you.
No worry, no obligation. It's been too long.
Oh, do you have anything else to say, Scratch, actually? Oh, they're resting side by side. Oh, that is so cute.
Oh, boy. Is it lovely to sniff you again?
I love you so much. Give me a BB. My beautiful boy.
You always know just how to do it.
So glad to hear that you fared so well since our travels together.
I certainly have, and I always will. Forever, I think. And so will you.
Okay, we'll play a last round of fetch a little bit later. I want to have our last chats with everyone. Because it's already coming up to 2 hours. I was a little worried that we wouldn't really have enough stuff in the epilogue to like have a nice full stream, but I was proven wrong once again.
I can't believe this is real. Never thought we'd gather like this again. It's quite... yes. It's really quite lovely.
Are you getting emotional, Gale? There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Tara.
Do let me know if you spot a cozy corner near the fire for me, won't you?
Okay, I just want to see if that was just a one-off moment with Gale, or if you can talk to him more.
I can't believe this is real.
Okay.
It's quite...
It is the same thing. Okay, no worries. Okay, let's keep moving. I think we talked to Volo. Yeah, we'll talk to Around the Fire next.
Don't worry, friend. I'll be sure to send your royalties by post once the manuscript's published. I'm certain I have your address around here somewhere.
I'm Lady Sylacia of Gildergreen Hall. It's like one line, okay? Let's speak with Lae'zel next.
This is nice. Yes. I think that's the right word for it.
It truly is splendid to see everyone gathered together again. If only for a night. I hope the sun does not make haste to rise on us.
Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it?
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demanded. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
Okay, I'll talk about what my plans are for next week when we get to the end of the epilogue, okay? And we get to like the credits or like the closing screen. May I have a hug?
I was just thinking the very same.
Honestly, just seeing the two of them together, it does look like a father and daughter bond, and that makes my heart so very happy. Like, oh, I love these two so much.
If only we could stay like that forever.
Oh. She's absolutely going to come and visit sometime.
Before you go, I have something for you.
Oh, do I get to? I'll just
little
jump through this
keepsake
because this is a little bit of a bug, I think.
Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just a token to remember.
Okay, yes, that was just a little bit of a hiccup. That's okay. Okay, saving. Let's keep moving, keep chatting. I'll save Astarion for last.
Cheers to you. Cheers to Withers. Cheers to all of us.
Okay. Where's Minsk and Jahira?
Away, my friend! Minsk shall soon strip, and Boo would not see you blinded.
Are you going to go bathe in the river? I mean, you do you, Minsk. I've known you long enough to know that you just
Why
do
are you.
you.
Looking at me so? I'm enjoying myself. You look upon fun, Jahira.
Well, sorry to spoil the fun, but it seems Minsk has landed himself in a Zentrum cell.
The man just makes friends wherever he goes, no? Oh, fine then. I shall keep him from jumping back through a portal in the morning. Or perhaps follow him and give the Zentrum a talking to, if my head is sore enough.
Okay. I think I've spoken to everyone at least twice by this point, except for Astarion. And Withers, of course, but Withers is like the one that we're speaking to like wrap things up, so... Oh, my love. My heart. Astarion.
Go on, talk to the others. We have forever after all.
I just did. Ah. Wait, does that mean I don't get to see the hug animation with you? I just spoke to everyone. Come on.
Go on.
Ah. Okay, that also feels like a bug, and I'm a little bit pissed. You know what? Screw it. I'm going, like, we've saved at this particular point. I'm going to load a previous save before we talk to him, just so I can see the hug animation. I'm that level of petty, okay? I don't give a fuck. We will load save 1407. I just want to see the hug animation with Astarion and have that conversation, okay? Let me have this. Okay.
Good song, good company, good wine.
This is what save scumming is for, okay?
And how have our friends fared without us?
They seem happy, really.
I'm glad. It would be so easy to go through everything we did and come out the other side bitter and twisted. But they deserve happiness. We all do. And I will forever be grateful to have found it with you. I do feel a little bad keeping you all to myself. After all, I get to see you every night. Go on, go mingle. Enjoy your time with the others. Bless them with your presence. I'll be here when you're ready. I'll always be here, my love.
I love you. Okay, there we go. Just gonna do a quick save and then I can load the previous save. There we go. Thank you for letting me indulge in that. I just needed to have that hug. My heart is full. I am healed. I am happy. Okay. So we've now spoken to everyone the second time around. We've read everything as far as I'm aware. Okay. Yes. Like, we deny you that step. I know. I know. Okay, yes, and that's all just stuff. We've spoken to everyone twice. Okay. So there was something special that I've prepared for this evening, but I want to wait until after the credits have rolled before reading it. As a nice little tying things up for Sylacia's story. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe I can read it now, but I don't want to get interrupted by someone talking over me. So let's go speak to Withers and bring the story to a close. I don't want it to end, you guys. I don't want this story to end. I love Sylacia so much. Honestly, okay, let me just take a second, because I'm an avid D&D player, so I've gotten hugely emotionally invested in characters in the past. There's one character that I am so fond of. I will bring her back in every campaign that is set in a particular location, like in different incarnations. I have not cried as hard or like gotten as emotionally invested in a character the way that I've gotten invested in this character, in Lady Sylacia Lefray, and in this story. To say that I adore this game is an understatement. I've had like emotional investments in games in the past. Like, there have been moments that have made me tear up, that have made me like gasp and shock and stuff like that. But I was rewatching my reaction to Karlach's farewell on the dock, and I was watching the way that I was just shaking with sobs. And because I go back through all this footage and I edit it, or like to get clips of it for posting on like Reels and TikTok and stuff. So I'm watching like my reactions to these scenes, and I've never seen myself be this, honestly, this vulnerable and emotional on camera in front of a live studio audience. So I just love this character so much. So I'm going to save this now as a new save. I'm doing a hard save here, just in case I want to come back and see these old faces again. Oh, I so get it. I remember doing the epilogue for a 2-year D&D campaign, and we all loved the closure for the characters, but we were so sad to leave them all behind. Absolutely the same feelings. I'm so glad that you get it, Joe, because it's a feeling unlike any other when you've spent so much time and emotional energy invested in a character, and then it comes to the end of the story, and all stories have to end. All stories have to end. Even our own stories are going to end. Even as the seraph of stories, I know that all stories will eventually come to an end. Okay, we have an ad break running at the moment, so I'll just keep talking. We'll talk to Withers in a second. And the wonderful thing about stories is that you always get to start a new one. And the time will come sooner rather than later for us to start a new story in Baldur's Gate 3. But I wanted to savor this moment of tying up Sylacia's story, because she is a character that I absolutely adore. I love the backstory I gave her. If you're on my Discord, if you're a patron or one of my Twitch subs, you've probably been keeping up with the backstory entries that I was giving over the course of the playthrough of this game. And I really enjoyed writing those, and I loved adding these little details into her backstory that make her feel more of like a visceral, real character. So it's breaking my heart to have to say goodbye to her, but at the same time, we can't start a new story until we finish the current one. But I have a feeling this series, this playthrough of this game will be one of the pivotal moments in my career as an entertainer, as a streamer, as a voice actor. Through playing this game, sharing snippets of it online, a ton of new people have discovered me. We had Neil Newbon himself raid my stream a couple of months ago, which was absolutely incredible. And I think there's a couple of people in chat who are still with us from that stream. So this game has really just impacted me in innumerable ways, and for that I am just eternally grateful for. And you guys are I'm just so glad that you guys enjoyed my stuff enough to like stick around and want to see more of my streams and be a part of my community, because it's all the richer for you being a part of it, so thank you. Honestly, D&D is a great way to express your acting capabilities in a very fun and awesome way. Thank you so much, Weaver. But what are you guys feeling? Do you feel like now is the right time to bid farewell to Sylacia, to speak with Withers, see what happens, and see the credits roll? Oh, I love you guys too. I think it's time to say farewell. Yep, okay. Just seeing if there's anything interesting. A missive in Wither's hand, addressed to some unknown entity. Though you understand the alphabet, the script, and the words themselves, the meaning eludes you. Only gleaned from the impression of dark sun in a white sky and an offer, or perhaps a warning. Just want to see if there's... Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate, signed copy. What is this shit? For my adventuresome muse, our fates are bound, my wisdom vast, ideally hope our kinship lasts. Deepest affections, Volotham, Gedaram, poet, artist, savant, etc. A poorly drawn map of the city is captioned in flamboyant script. What follows is the most thorough and accurate account of the city and the people of Baldur's Gate, the sordid gem of the Sword Coast. An editor's note in crimson ink follows. This volume is startlingly accurate, save for the nonsense about the Black Dragon Gate. It is not alive, no matter how many vagrant hags claim otherwise. Commission someone else to draw the map. Amazing. Okay, Book of Willing Souls. I'm just a little curious, I haven't looked at these yet. A neat list of Baldurians and the deaths that befell them. Beneath, an annotation from Withers. Souls snuffed out in the battle for Baldur's Gate. Perhaps some may deign to return, should their city ever have need again. Savouring Othello, crushed by a falling roof as he held the door for others to flee. Nance D, charged a mind flayer and entered her granddaughter's room, died with her second best scissor in its eye. Morelli Quickflint brought an orderly down over the bay. Okay. I really enjoyed watching how you enjoy and immerse in the character story and how you make it whole. Thank you so much. Okay, so I finished reading everything. Let's talk to Withers.
Yes.
I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. The balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready. For thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
We got some Steam achievements. Everyone, raise your glass if you have one near you, and let us cheers to this amazing team behind this masterpiece, to all of the incredible hours upon hours upon hours of work that went into making this, to the directors, the producers, the artists, the animators, the background artists, the animators, the performers, of course, the actors, everyone else who played smaller roles in this, to the caterers, to the production babies, to the office pets. From the bottom of my fucking heart, thank you for making such an amazing, incredible experience for all of us. I have said this many times, it would be an absolute dream to work on a game like this, to be a part of a game like this, and every day I'm striving for that more and more, and who knows what the future holds. I adore this game so much. I have honored a part of my body in remembrance of this game, and this game will always be a special place in my heart. So, cheers to Larian Studios and everyone involved in this masterpiece. Here's to you. Getting to fall in love and save the world is pretty badass, and those Larian geniuses made us feel every moment of it. Absolutely. And thank you, Steph, for sharing your amazing experience with us. Honestly, I think this playthrough at Sylacia is probably going to forever be ingrained in my memory as one of my proudest series so far on my channel. For not just like the amazing growth that we got, but also just being so immersed in an experience like this, and the amazing community that's like gathered around it, of like being so excited for the next installment, for the next time I stream this, to get to see what happens next, to get me to hear me perform Sylacia's lines, for all of the fuck ups and nat ones along the way, like oh, well, let's just savor this right at the end. And thank you for taking us with you, Stephanie. Oh, thank you. Oh, and this outro song as well is so good. Like, I'm so excited to see what Larian has in store for us. Not just like the new patch that's coming out, with the new Kiss animations. I have a feeling they might be planning a DLC from what Withers was saying. But I'm very excited for like Baldur's Gate 4, for like a potential other game they may be considering. I have no idea what's in store, but I'm so excited to see what comes next from them, and I am going to be there with bells on was just so excited to see what happens next. And as I did play the early access, I had so much excitement. This song. I had so much excitement built up for this game, and it paid off so beautifully. And it was everything that I hoped it would be, and so much more. Upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I didn't know you well back then. I blamed it all on luck and pain. Your blood like wine, I want it feel. Oh darling, get me drunk and let me reel. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my scenes, I broke my chain. There's more to do and I still want to live. Feel your heart upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I feel your heart beat in my soul, our future's bound, our bodies know. Your blood like wine, I want it. Oh darling, get me drunk and light me in. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my seeds, I broke my chains. There's more to do and I still only live. I can't go yet, don't let me die. I'll never stop until I'm done. But just tonight will be our resting peace. I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I hear your heartbeat in my soul, I feel your knees bound, our bodies know. I can't go yet, don't let me die. I want to live, my only one. There's more to do and I can only live. The clock won't stop and this is all we get. Apologies for the lyrics I fucked up. That is the one song I was listening to a lot recently, so I think I got at least like 80% of the lyrics down. I don't sing on my streams that often, but that felt appropriate. That felt appropriate, because also my tattoo is a little bit inspired by that song. Nemesis Dinosaur, thank you so much for the 300 bits. Like, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my god, this game. Oh, but I was looking through the long list of credits that was rolling past, and there was one name that I recognized with mutuals on Instagram. I mentioned her maybe like months and months ago that we were both part of the same agency, and I did notice her name going through the credits, but it was in the middle of the song, so I didn't want to interrupt. Oh, thank you! I do very much enjoy singing. I should do it more often. I don't care. We're running through all the credits because all these people behind this amazing game deserve their moment in the spotlight. So yes, yes, and yes, and yes. Ah. I want to play again. I want to play again already. I want to start a new game right away. Oh, I just... Okay. So, you know how I like to spoil you guys by adding a little sprinkle of something fun to my streams to just add a little bit more to the experience. And especially with this story, I wanted to add a little bit more. So earlier today, I wrote my own personal epilogue for Sylacia, and I am going to narrate it for you tonight. I'm gonna wait until after the credits are finished rolling, so we've got like a moment of quiet and no interruptions, and then that is officially the end of Sylacia's story. For now, who knows if we're gonna get a DLC. But yes, I wrote a very sweet little epilogue. Now, keep in mind, this was before the epilogue, so some things may not align, but just imagine this is kind of the RP, like, the way her story ends in my mind. So I wanted to treat you guys because this series in particular I'm especially proud of, and I'm really, really proud of how it all came together. So I wrote this earlier today, and I really, really hope you guys like it. But let's just wait until the credits are finished running. Like, we've already gone through all the localizations, so I have a feeling we're getting towards the end of the credits. But while the credits are rolling, I'll talk about what I have in mind going forward. So, this Sunday, we're doing my next Q&A to celebrate hitting 50,000 subscribers on YouTube, so I'm very excited for that. There's some really big things I'm going to be announcing that night, but I want to go back to what I was doing before with having a different game on my Friday streams and on my Sunday streams. I already have a game picked out for not this coming Sunday, of course, with the Q&A, but the Sunday afterwards. We're going to be playing a brand new game that I'm very excited about. I'm sure you guys are going to love it. But next Friday, I want to jump straight into the next run because I love this game so much, but I don't want to make it like the full focus of all of my streams. I'm happy, like, with this first playthrough, I wanted to make that the priority of just going through the story as much as possible. With the next one, we're just going to jump straight into my first Dark Urge run, Tactician difficulty, and it's going to be the Dark run. It's going to be gruesome, it's going to be dark, and I'm going to make a lot of bad decisions. So, next Friday, we're going to be jumping straight back into Baldur's Gate to start a new game. We're going to be doing Tactician difficulty. I'm going to be trying to do Tactician difficulty, and we're going to do a Dark Urge run. And because I just want to jump back into this game right away, see it from a fresh perspective, and I'm very excited for it. I'm very, very excited for it. And yes, heck yes, oh, I'm so glad that you guys are so excited for it as well. Oh, I just wanted to play it right now. But I'm very excited about the Q&A. I've got a lot of big news to tell you guys, but I want to save it for that night when everyone's gathered together, because it's not just affecting YouTube, it's affecting my Twitch channel and stuff like that. Don't worry, it's all good stuff. Don't get me wrong, it's all good stuff. It's just a big announcement that I want to save for that night. There is a Baldur's Gate show now. All Baldur's, all the gates, all the time. This isn't your absolutist radio station. Hell yes. Oh, but I'm very excited. I already have a character in mind for my first attempt at a Dark Urge run. But I'm gonna wait until Friday to talk about her, okay? Oh, the music of this game is so good. And of course all the amazing studios outside of Larian who helped with like cleanup and animation and stuff like that. All of it absolutely amazing. So many people behind this game. Yes. Hi Neil. I can't wait to work with you one day, Neil. Performance captured L limited. Yes, 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 yes. I will one day take one of your amazing classes, Neil, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, it might even be this year. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to take one of Neil Newbon's mocap classes this year, and I'm so excited for what this year holds. You're going to start with a new patch too? Then I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it to see what's in the new patch that's coming out. And all like the little nuances. Because then it feels like every new game that you start feels like a fresh one. Because they've added like all these little details in over time. Even because it took me a really long time to finish this first playthrough. So there were already like new patches of stuff being added while I was still playing it. So little things like, because as people remarked on this when I posted the clip of it on TikTok, the scene of Astarion's catharsis after he kills Cazador, the music in that moment changed from what it was originally in the first patch. And I personally, I didn't know that at the time, but I think the music suits that scene so perfectly. And it's just all these little moments of fine-tuning to make this game the best it possibly can be. And it's absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. And yes, you can recruit Minthara without war crimes. Yes, I'm probably going to try and attempt to recruit Minthara on the next run, my Dark Urge run, but we will see how that goes. I love the music of this game. It is great music to also write too if you are a dungeon master or you write fantasy. Like, the music is so cool and atmospheric. It's amazing. I love it so much. And I've already said it many times, but I can't wait to see what lies ahead in this game. Like, new patches, potential DLC they might be considering. Because we talked about this last time, but let's bring it up again. So outside of, say, like adding more class options to this game, like Artificer, for example, or making like other races available to play, what would you potentially want to see from Larian Studios for like a DLC for Baldur's Gate 3? Because they've already finished and gave us an amazing, well-rounded game with extras and like an extra serving of dessert afterwards on top of that. What would you want to see from them for like something that you would be willing to pay money for? For like, it's not an integral part of the game, it's just because you love the game so much you want more from it. I would love a sort of endless dungeon mode. Oh, that could be very cool. Include all cut content, story segments. Interesting. I would love to see Waterdeep, the Yawning Portal, House of the Moon. Yes. Okay, so I grew up on playing Neverwinter Nights. The original Neverwinter Nights. I was addicted to that game. I played it so many times. And all of the other games and the other stories that came out with it as well. I was addicted to Neverwinter Nights. So I know Waterdeep in and out. I know the layout of that city very, very well. So if they did a DLC that was like set in Waterdeep and you got to like see Gale's tower, that's not a euphemism, you got to see Gale's wizarding study tower, shut up, and you went on like a fun little journey getting everyone together for like one last adventure because Gale needs help with something again. That would be really, really cool. Oh my god, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Maybe DLC could be getting to explore places from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. That could be an idea. Getting to see places from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and seeing how they've changed or developed since the original games. That could be really interesting. I'm so glad I caught that, just like, because I know that you guys would immediately jump on that, just like, do you realize what you said? Yes, I realize what I said, okay? But honestly, with this level of attention to detail and work that went into it, also, keep in mind, with all the stuff that's in the epilogue, it means that all of those actors had to come back into the studio to record all those lines and do the mocap for all of those moments again. So that level of like, just, they love the project so much they want to come back and just do more and give more and get to be these characters again is just incredible as well. So anything that they wanted to have like that same level of detail as like the main game, if they wanted to release a DLC, I can imagine maybe them potentially releasing something, not this year, but next year. If they wanted to have the same level of polish and finish that they have in the main game before doing any DLC. But I'm gonna still stand by my point, like that I said a while back, of I would love for a full game set in the Ravenloft setting, and it's like a Curse of Strahd campaign, because they have all the D&D mechanics. They can do this. They could very much do this. It would be a huge undertaking. It would be a whole new game. But I genuinely think if they managed to have this level of time and resources and money put behind it, and they were able to work with this same team and be allowed the freedom to do what they want with it, it could be another masterpiece, I think. Mounts, that could be another interesting thing as well, like being able to have steeds and mounts to help make travel a little bit faster. That could be interesting. A new game plus would be crazy, and a higher level cap. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Jen English and Aliona Marinova were talking on their stream about how much fun they had with John Korakan writing and recording the epilogues. So many inside jokes in there, absolutely. Like, you can tell from all of the interviews that the actors have done and people behind the scenes just talking so passionately about the game. You can tell that they had so much fun being a part of it, and it's so good. So good! Every time an award show shows to see in full plate armor, well, every time on the award shows to see in full plate armor, the dedicated head of Larian made perfect sense, because only when you're such a geek and a lovely nerd, you create such a masterpiece. Absolutely. Like, so many people behind this, especially like the studio heads, are such big nerds, and it shows, and they wear that proudly, and it just makes my heart really happy. This game just makes my heart really happy. Okay, these are all the beta players. So, making our way through this. I think we're almost near the end of the credits. Again, I don't want to rush through it because this is a great time for me to talk about thoughts on this game and all that good stuff. They really didn't have to, and yet they did. Absolutely. They did this because they loved what they were working on. They weren't pressured under any particular deadline. I think if anything, they actually released the game a couple of days or maybe like a week or two before it was scheduled to be released. And they just keep adding more and more and more to it, and it's just incredible. Hunter, best metal band in the world. Google search Hunter, best metal band in the world. Now I'm just trying to read through all these names to see if I pick out anyone. Oh, so many people in this game. Oh, that's sweet. They thanked everyone who like worked on the original Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Well, for everything. Oh. All the thanks, wonderful. Oh, and they're thanking the characters from the D&D group. Oh. I'm trying to read through as many of these as I can. They're all wonderful. Oh, I'm just taking the time to read through all of these. They're incredible. The Fur Babies Fitz Chivalry and Beloved. Okay, those are absolutely cat names. Oh, I love those. I love those names so much. Oh my god. Myself for being awesome. Hell yes. Hell yes. Everyone behind this had like families and loved ones and fur babies and D&D parties. Just, oh, I love this. And yeah, I could skip like through the credits, but no, this is my favorite game. It's my first playthrough of it. I want to let the credits run in their entirety. A soft caress as cold as death. I didn't know you well back then. I blame it all on luck and fate. Your blood like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk and make me feel. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do and I still want to live. I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I feel your your heartbeat in my soul. Our future's bound, our bodies know. Your blood like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk, invite me in. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do if I can only live. I can't go yet, don't let me die. I'll never stop until I'm done. But just tonight, maybe I'll rest in peace. I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death. I feel your heartbeat in my soul. Our ending's bound, our bodies know. I can't go yet, don't let me die. I want to live, my only one. There's more to do if we can only live. The clock won't stop and this is what we get. I had the lyrics this time, so it was a little bit better. I say this with my entire being, your voice would harmonize beautifully with Sleep Token. That is high praise, Sam. Like, my voice harmonizing with vessels, like... Ah! Oh, gods, I could... Can that please happen? Please? Please? I could just start singing Rain by Sleep Token right now. For the creme fraiche boys, honestly, I'm picking up some of these dedications and they're absolutely amazing, like the names of the pets for the creme fraiche boys. That feels like an in-joke for a D&D party, and that is amazing. Steph, do you have any big wishes for the next playthrough? Things missed or paths not taken? The next playthrough I'm planning is going to be the Dark Urge, like indulging in those dark urges. So it's going to be a completely different experience, already. And so, okay, now hear me out. I know we romanced Astarion for this run, but for the next run, I want to see that dark side of the moon. I want to see that darker Astarion that comes about when he does ascend, and already like my gut twists at the thought of that. But if I'm going to ascend him, I want it to be at a time when everyone gets to see that, because it's probably only going to be the only time ever that I choose to ascend him as a part of a playthrough to see what it's like, matched with a character like a Tav that is like a really messed up character. Good Edge is better for starting the Dark Path. Dark Indulgence playthrough. Yes. I'm not going to indulge in everything. I'm going to be tactful about it. Actually, no. Because I'm not planning on romancing him on every run. Because I want to do my next run to be Dark Urge with, like, indulging in the dark impulses. I think then like romancing them with Ascended Astarion makes sense because I want to see that complete inversion of what the romance with Sylacia was like. So essentially, it's like the other side of the coin for what the romance for like Sylacia and Astarion was like. It was like tricky and playful and flirtatious and stuff, but it was still good. It was still healthy. I want to see like the other flip of that coin, so to speak. And then potentially, if I manage to make it through the tactician difficulty, I also then potentially want to do a heroic run, also a Dark Urge run, but resistant to Dark Urge, and then romancing Karlach on that. Because, my god, Karlach is the goodest, like, the goodest. I love them so much. So much. Our 2.5 million early access players, hey, I was one of those. You for playing this game, supporting us, and sharing our love for classic RPGs. No, thank you, Larian, for making this masterpiece. Oh my god, and that's it?
There thou art, the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
What? What? All the gods are pissed. Oh, gods. Okay. So, in this moment of quiet, now feels an appropriate time to read what I wrote. It turns out the real gates we were bouldering we met along the way. I know who he is. I know who he is. Okay, he's Jurgle, isn't it? He's the dead scribe. Or like an avatar of Jurgle, the dead scribe, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Yes, I was right! Yes! Okay! Oh my god, yes! Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that pays off so beautifully. Okay. So. Do you guys want to hear what I wrote for you guys? Because I'm very, very proud of it and I want to share it with you. As like the final epilogue for Sylacia in this moment of peace, looking over Baldur's Gate. Not not all mind flayery or with a nether brain. This is Baldur's Gate once restored. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. So. After bidding a fond farewell to their companions, Sylacia and Astarion returned to her home of Gildergreen Hall. For the next 2 years, the two of them proceed to take a well-earned reprieve, indulging in the finest of food and wine, holding decadent parties and hunting retreats, and making love on every possible surface of the estate. The hunts they organised are accompanied by Scratch, his mate, and their puppies, and an area of the woods is off limits, to ensure the protection and privacy of an especially gentle owlbear and their growing family. Under the light of a full moon, entangled in each other's limbs after yet another night of passion in the woods, Astarion presents Sylacia with a ring of gold and a sky blue sapphire, asking her to be his forever. They are married in an intimate ceremony at Gildergreen Hall, officiated by Halsin, and the party lasts for 3 full nights. Their estate is an open house to all of their old companions, and in the winter of their 3rd year, Arabella, the tiefling orphan, comes to their door. At first she plans to only stay until spring, but in time she finds that she cannot leave the warmth and love she is surrounded by. While Astarion is hesitant to take her in, her sharp skill and rebellious spirit wins him over, and the 2 of them become her legal guardians. Time passes, and Sylacia holds true to her promise to find a cure for Astarion's condition, using all resources at her disposal to seek out the most powerful of mages, the most cunning of rogues, and the most legendary of warriors for any knowledge regarding a spell, a magical item, or herb that would allow her beloved to feel the sun again. Even asking Gale to speak to Mystra if she would be willing to grant a single wish in repayment for all they have done to bring down the Netherbrain. She does not grant this favour. It takes Sylacia a further 5 years of research until they find a solid lead. With Arabella now in her teenage years, Sylacia knows she will be content in their absence. She grants authority of her estate to her steward, and departs with Astarion to seek out a cure. The 2 of them are yet to return to Gildergreen Hall, but the estate continues to prosper. The wines and perfumes produced are delicious and sweet, the forest sings with the growls of owlbears, and the people talk of when their mistress will return. A statue in the centre of the village depicts them all in dazzling white stone. Sylacia, Astarion, Karlach, Gale, Will, Lae'zel, Shadowheart, Halsin, Jaheira, and Minsk. Flowers, candles, and cups of ale are often rested at Karlach's feet in honour of their fallen friend. There are stories told of a tiefling woman with lavender skin and her pale elven lover, the 2 of them roaming Faerun, stalking through the shadows, staying in lavish inns, and seeking the impossible. But all who catch a glimpse of them see clearly the way his crimson eyes admire the soft laugh lines around her eyes, and her well-worn hands tenderly caress her lover's cheek. Devoted to one another, to living life to its fullest, without regret, or sorrow, or pain. Whether they find a cure or not, one thing is for certain. Lady Sylacia Lefray and Lord Astarion Ancoin will never be apart. And with that, we come to the end of the story of Lady Sylacia Lefray. I hope you guys like it. I put a lot of work into it. I wanted something, because I put so much like little RP moments into my playthrough of this game, and so I wanted to add my own like my dungeon master moment of like closing the book, of ending things nicely, and it feels like wrapping everything up with my own personalized touch. And yes, so with that sound of a book being gently closed and the Seraph of Stories putting it carefully onto a shelf, we reach the end of the story of Sylacia Lefray. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe there'll be an opportunity to revisit her story at a later date. But for now, let's wrap things up and bid farewell to Baldur's Gate for now until next Friday, when we begin a new story and see what horrors lie ahead for us then. But I'm so delighted that you guys loved it. I put a lot of heart into it. I had some thoughts about what directions I wanted her epilogue to go, but after everything that we experienced, I wanted a nice, happy ending for her and Astarion, and I hope that you guys love it just as much as I do. Alrighty, so with that, we'll be wrapping things up here tonight. It's only going to be 2 hours, she said. It's almost 3. It's almost 3 hours. What was I talking about? But we're wrapping things up here tonight, and I will see you on Sunday for my very special Q&A stream and giveaway. Just a reminder, I will be giving away a copy of Cult of the Lamb, the Steam key for Cult of the Lamb. You do need to be following my Twitch channel in order to take part in it. But I'll be starting the stream same time, same place on Sunday, and hopefully you can all join me for that. So if you've been lurking in the shadows and you like what you've seen so far, please consider following. We would love to have you back at the Blue Rose Respite. You are welcome anytime. Be sure to check out my socials that are popping up in the chat right now, including my 2 YouTube channels, one for my ASMR tales and the other for my Twitch VODs, and my Twitter, my Insta, and my TikTok, and all those lovely things therein. And let us see who's currently streaming, and we'll send them some love. Hey, you know what? Tiffany Witcher is still doing, I believe she's doing a fundraiser at the moment. So let us go give them some love. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, my lovelies. I will see you on Sunday for my Q&A and some big news that I'm very excited to share with all of you. But until then, thank you so much for joining me for this amazing adventure we've all been a part of. I cannot wait for you guys to join me on Friday as we start a new story, and perhaps a little sooner than that. Sunday, of course, but maybe a little bit sooner than Friday, but we'll see. We'll see. And of course, tomorrow night I have the new chapter of Shadows and Stardust, my Yandere superhero ASMR tale, so be sure to check out that. I'll be posting it across my socials, of course, but please join us for the premiere of that, because it is such a good chapter. I'm very proud of it, and hopefully you guys can join me for that. But have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you tomorrow night for the premiere, and remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, stay wicked and wonderful. Good night, my lovelies.